Hey everyone, it's Tanya from Vegan in Michigan, and welcome to part 4, which is about the animals in the What is Veganism series. So, I thought long and hard about how to make this video about the animals because it's a touchier subject. It's something that people always want to turn away from. And, but the thing that's important to remember is that veganism is all about the animals. It is an ethical stance against violence towards sentient beings. So that's why people go vegan, is to help prevent and stop suffering to these sentient beings. And I think that, like I talked about in the very first video, the blinders are strapped in, and they're strapped in hard. They are screwed in. And the more you learn about the ethical side of what we do to animals, the more those blinders can start coming off. And that's the important part. And that's the difficult part. But I think in order to have those blinders come off, you need to see and hear and believe what we do to animals. So a few things I want you to realize is that no matter what kind of terminology, oh, and also this video will not be graphic. I'm not going to show any footage of animal suffering at all. It's just going to be me talking. So a few things I want you to realize is that no matter what kind of terminology we use, like free range or cage free or certified organic, and worst of all, humane, know that none of those words actually take away any of the suffering of animals. Those words are only there to make the people buying those products feel better about their purchases. Some people think that vegetarianism is a better way to go, but I assure you there's massive suffering within a vegetarian diet, within the egg and the dairy industries. This is not like the idyllic happy cow or happy egg-laying hen situations that the industries would want you to believe. The truth is, nothing humane happens in a slaughterhouse, and that is where every single animal in the animal agriculture industries ends up. Animals suffer from the time they're born until the time they're killed, and no amount of fun-sounding adjectives is going to change that. So, like I said, I'm not going to show any graphic footage, but there is a lot of horrific things that happen to the 70 billion land animals every year. That's 3,000 per second. And there are terrible things that we do to them. Animals are sexually violated, mutilated. They have body parts cut off of them without any anesthetic or anything like that. They're kept in tiny cages, unable to move. They have their babies taken away from them, and they are very capable of bonding with them. And they're taken away. They're suffocated, gassed to death, bolt gunned, macerated in giant blenders, frozen and starved on transport trucks just to go to their death. And it's all unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. We could have simply made a different choice. That's it. Just simply make a different choice. There is no other easier way to help animals and to align your actions with your morals than to go vegan. Choosing compassion over suffering is, I think, like the first step, the biggest step to a happy, peaceful world. The food systems in place today have absolutely nothing to do with anything natural. I hate that word. It is all barbaric, and it is purposefully kept hidden from us. I believe that people are mostly good, and if they knew what was going on behind slaughterhouse doors, and like really knew, that they would stop paying for it. And when I say really knew, I'm not being condescending or anything. I just mean like it's those blinders again. Those blinders keep people from really seeing and knowing the truth about what's happening. And we make excuses, and we tell ourselves it's not that bad. And we tell ourselves it's normal, and it's how it's always been done, and it's our culture. And it's why God put animals here, when really it's all completely unnecessary. None of that needs to happen. We can live healthfully, happily, and easily without partaking in any of this. And it's way better for our planet too. It's better for everything. But again, those blinders are tightly put on us and they're really hard to get off. So I think, again, that's why I'm doing this video, and that's why I think education's important, because when you find these things out, you just realize that all it's about is just making some simple changes, purchasing some different items. That's it. And there you go, you know? So the reason I decided not to share more information or more visual information about how animals suffer is because, honestly, like I said, I was afraid that you would stop listening or stop watching. I get it. It's really gross. It's really, really hard to listen to. It's really something that, like, you can't change the channel fast enough generally, or you can't scroll fast enough on social media to avoid these things. But I get it, and I understand feeling that way. And I get seeing what humans do to animals is so, so hard. We don't want to see it. We want to look away. And do you know why you want to look away? It's because we all know that all of these animals are completely worthy of love and like worthy of just simply being cared for. And if not cared for, just simply left alone. And we know that they are just as capable of like love and understanding and connection as our dogs and cats are at home. So we know that. But ironically, the funny thing is, the truth is you don't even have to like animals to go vegan. You don't ever have to give a pig a belly rub or a cow a hug. You don't even have to like animals. You just have to think that a sandwich filling or a pizza topping isn't worth the entire life of an animal suffering. That's it. It's really about common sense. You just have to simply acknowledge that the torturous acts and these awful situations that we put animals in is cruel and unnecessary. And then you simply say, not in my name. You're not paying for it anymore, and you're going to go and buy something else. That's it. It's really all veganism is. Like, if you break it down, it's pretty simple. It's just not how the world is set up right now. Not yet. I mean, I've been vegan for 4 years, and I've seen a lot of changes. It's really exciting. I've seen a lot of changes. So I would just ask that you take some of this in and maybe start letting some of those blinders get a little bit looser, if not taking them completely off. So it's time to align your actions with your morals. You know, we all say we love animals. We would never hurt one. But that's what we do when we buy those products, is we're paying for their suffering. So thank you for watching. And I appreciate you watching this series. Again, there's 4 parts of this particular series. And then I have another one coming out. What is veganism not? So it will address some of the rumors and some of the things that people are kind of wrong on regarding veganism. But anyway, thank you so much and appreciate it. Go vegan.